Hello. November is 2 days away, 1 day away, really, 1.5 days away. So you guys know what's in November. You guys know people are spending out of their buttholes because it's Christmas season and they're literally just have their credit cards at the computer ready to spend money. Okay. So how are you going to make them want to spend money with you? Is the question. Black Friday, we have exactly almost 4 full weeks until Black Friday. We have this week, two more full weeks after that, and then Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday sales. And last year, if you've been around, Monate's Black Friday sets are so freaking cute, okay? And people want what we have. So how are you going to get people to want to shop with you? You need to start showing up now. So that's why I made this spreadsheet. I'm going to share my screen and just kind of walk through it and explain it to you guys. So here we go. I'm going to share it. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but just in case you don't understand some things. So you can put your name right here. It's public, so you can go in there, enter your name, and then you can just check your boxes as you go. And so every single day is almost the same, but just in case you don't know what some of this stuff means, obviously personal development is like your morning routine, journaling, exercise, silence, meditation, affirmations, visualization. So that's what Savers means if you don't know. Silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing or journaling. So like that's what I do every day. I like that routine, but whatever fills your cup up, you know. And then business development. I say this all the time, but I feel like all of us are so focused on like the personal development side, like growing ourselves, inner work, which is yes, you need to do that, but also you need to be growing your skill set when it comes to the business, like how to have better conversations, how to create better content. Like you need to be learning these things. Or it's like you're showing up to your business and putting in, it's like you're trying to do homework that you didn't go to class for. And then you're like, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to be pouring into yourself with skills from people I have also on this resources tab at the bottom. Some of my favorite podcasts. If you don't have an iPhone, I don't know, you're just gonna have to search these. But John and Nadia Melton's podcast is like super business driven. Jesse Lee's is down here. Your virtual upline with Bob Heilig. Those three are so good for business development and skill set. And like actually when you're listening to them, make sure you're being very intentional and actually listening. Like maybe sit down and take some notes. Listen to if you listen to a podcast that really resonates with you and you learn a lot, like listen to it multiple times. That's how, you know, repetition is key. So just you need to be doing business development every single day. And so then you need to produce income. These are the income producing activities. We get so caught up with like marketing and networking, but like this is part of it too. So this blue part is like the most important, but also you find it. I feel like I find this to be the hardest part to do. But it's the most important thing. So obviously talking to new people about the business, talking to new people about products, and then following up, like fortunes in the follow-up. We all know, if you don't know, you know now, most people do not enroll the very first time you talk to them. You need to be following up with people, and catch up on your inbox from the day before is kind of like a follow-up in itself, but that could also include maybe you've been in like just a general conversation with somebody about nothing to do with the business, but you're just building that relationship. If you left somebody hanging, just go back and like catch up with them, be like, oh, just continue the conversation from where you were. But so also when it comes to follow-ups with this kind of tying into each other, let's say you sent somebody pricing or you sent somebody information on like business or products and they didn't respond to your last message. This is when you go back to them, be like, hey, didn't hear back from you yesterday. Did that all make sense? Keep it super simple. Be like, did you get my message? Like anything super simple to just keep that conversation going, because you don't want to send somebody product info and then you and make sure you have like some sort of follow-up system. How are you keeping track of people? Are you writing people down in a notebook? Are you saving them in a folder in your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever? Like, how are you keeping track of the people you're talking to and sending information to? Because if you send someone product information and then you pop back in on them like 3 weeks later, like, oh, hey, you still want to try this? It's like they can tell that you're just trying to get a sale and that you didn't actually care about what they're saying or what their problems are. So you don't want to, I mean, and not that you actually only do care about the sale, but that's what it looks like to somebody if you just don't follow up with them for like 3 weeks. Like you have to stay on top of that shit. So just make this priority. If you don't do anything else, like do the producing income section, when that's how your business is going to grow from these things right here. And then marketing, obviously, posting is in every single day, but find a consistent posting schedule that works for you. Maybe that's posting 3 times a week. Maybe that's, for me personally, I want to post a business reel a week, a product reel a week, and then like 2 personal reels a week. And then I wanted to show you guys how I just post anytime I post a reel on Instagram. I also post it on my Facebook. So like this is a reel I made, and I just took 2 pictures from the reel and put it on the side. These kind of posts get pretty good interaction for me. This one didn't yesterday, but it was Saturday. So like I never expect posts to get much interaction on Saturdays anyway, but it's just like a good way to stay on both platforms without doing any extra work. So that's that. But just find a posting schedule that works for you that you can stay consistent with, like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. When are you going to record your content? Like find a day every week where you're going to actually focus and record the content. Obviously personal stories, showing your face, showing people your life. You're showing up and speaking to the camera so people can get to know you. Obviously, you need to be doing that, even if it's only 60 seconds. I remember on a Zoom a while ago, a girl was like, especially if you want to hit like MMB and above, you want to earn the Cadillac, you want to earn these trips, you have to be showing your face every day. And she was like, I don't care if you feel like shit, get on your stories and say you feel like shit. And that's the end of it. Like, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be anything super extravagant. Like people just need to see you showing up and be able to see your personality and like hear you speak, because that's what's going to get them to trust you. So you just need to do it. And then stories, business or product. Obviously you can speak about this too, but sharing slides or whatever information, bringing that value and educating people on what you learn about the products, how the business is helping you, even like without focusing on the finances. How is it helping your mindset? How are you liking the community? Like those are the things that you need to be sharing about the business to attract people to it, because that's what people care about. So that's that. Networking, I feel like gets overlooked and is super important to do these things as well. So replying to stories of 10 people currently in your network, I feel like we always get so fixated on adding new people, but you have to also take care of the people that are already there. Like if you notice people who maybe you haven't talked to somebody who watches your stories consistently, maybe you haven't talked to them about like products or business yet, but just pop in on them and ask them how they're doing. Just be social on social media, build the relationship. You don't have to bring up the business or product right away if you notice somebody new watching your stories, but like just build that connection. Just get in there and be like, hey, saw your face show up. How are you? How's it going? I don't think we've connected yet. And just be freaking human. Human first, marketer second. John Milton always says that. And then add Facebook friends, pretty self-explanatory. Flow 10 people on Instagram. So this is a concept from Nano, which means follow, show love, open the conversation, and then win them over comes later. But so for 10 people, I should probably take that W off. But so on Instagram, it's a little bit different than adding friends on Facebook, because when someone accepts your friend request on Facebook, you're mutually friends already. You don't have to like work to get them to follow you back like you do on Instagram. So what works for me to get people to follow me back is flowing them. So following them first, showing love, like, liking 3 to 5 pictures, leaving a comment on a picture, and then watching their stories if they have any stories, and like replying to their story. If they don't have any stories, I like getting in their DM. I had sent a message idea in the chat a while ago that just says like, hey, you popped up in my reel scroll. I love following other vibey girls. I just had to hit the follow and let you know, have a great day, keep killing it. Like just building that relationship. So I get so many good responses from that, you guys. Just finding new people and getting in their DMs. Be like, hey, you're cool. I followed you. Have a great day. Like just being social again on social media. So this is only once a week I have this, and you just need to like keep your feed clean on Facebook and on Instagram. I unfollow people once a week. You can also snooze people on Facebook if you didn't know that. So if you're seeing the same people and like maybe it's a family member that you can't really necessarily delete, but you want to stop seeing their stuff so much, you can do, I love this girl. I'm not going to snooze her, but you can go to the dots in the upper right and then snooze for 30 days. So then you'll get new people in your feed. So that's something I do there, or I'm following people too, just like getting them out of there. Same with on Instagram. So happy birthday messages on Facebook only. That's, I wish Instagram had Facebook or birthday reminders, but Self-explanatory, getting actually in their DMs, not just posting on their wall, sending people happy birthday messages is the best way to hit every single person on your newsfeed or in your friends network, I should say, well, at least once a year, right? And then that really helps the algorithm because once you're in somebody's inbox, this is the same thing for stories on both Instagram and Facebook. If you're in somebody's inbox and you say happy birthday, they say thank you, you say sending you virtual flowers, the algorithm's like, oh, they're having a back and forth conversation, and let me show them each other's posts. So when you post about things, they're going to start seeing it more too. So that is that. This is a Facebook thing only, boosting product posts. So I really like doing this. If you go, I have all my Monat product posts saved in a folder. So if I ever want to go and boost these things, I just have them in a folder. So like this is a good example. I had posted this in March and I think I had just boosted it not recently, but like 11 weeks ago. And then I got, I think when I first posted it, I only had like 4 likes or something, but then I boosted it again like a month and a half ago and I got like a couple more conversations going. So I then messaged these people like, hey, did you want info on the products that girl is using? Saw your name pop up in that results photo I shared. So boosting product posts, even business posts as well. You just get new people to see the post, even if it's from like weeks or months ago. It goes to the top of people's newsfeed again when you comment on it. So I literally just said results, and then I got more people to see it. So that is that. This one, plugging in, so attending these Sunday night Zooms, self-explanatory. So every time you check a box, and let's say you get a new customer that week. At the end of this, it gives you does it say? So there's points right here. So this is basically not to like compare yourself to anybody else. Don't compare yourself to anybody else's points. But if you want to keep track of yourself and like, let's say you got 50 points one week, then you can make it a personal goal to be better than yourself the next week, right? Like if you're like, I got 50 points last week, I want to get 100 this week. So it just helps you kind of like see what you're doing. And also if you don't get any enrollments, you can go back and look at the boxes you did check and what you missed and kind of like self-evaluate like, oh, I'm not doing this portion here. I need to work on that. It's very like self-reflection, only competing with yourself, but it's fun to do it together. So yeah, that is that. And every other, like the rest of the week is pretty much the same. I think I have like a little bit of different things. The boosting opportunity post is the same thing on Facebook only. So like I have posts where I've talked about the business before. And how I boost it, I will just take my, influencer link and comment the link in the comment section of like a post I had made about being home on a Tuesday afternoon or something. You know what I mean? So that is something you can start doing. And again, I post the same stuff on Instagram. I post it on Facebook. So I'm not like creating content for 2 platforms. It's just like one time and I use it on both. So yeah. And if you guys want, I'm going to start a chat so we can all like hype each other up. And so what did I say? We have 27 days until Black Friday. So how are you going to get people to buy from you? You're going to be consistent with doing these things. You're going to be networking, marketing, and doing income producing activities. So once these sales drop for Black Friday, you'll have a bunch of people to follow up with and be like, oh my God, did you see the Black Friday sets we have? They're so cute. I know your auntie and your mom and your grandma are going to want one. You want to get in on this, And it's not going to be weird because you're going to be building these relationships for the next however many weeks. And it's like, okay, if you want to make like, $500 a month with this, $1,000 a month with this, $10,000 a month with this, you have to start being consistent. Like, let's say you're making $0 right now. You have to start being consistent at the $0 mark if you want to get to those other marks. So like, this is a great way to start that. I was doing a practice round of this the last couple of days. I didn't today because I was working all day. Oh, that's another thing I was going to say. If you want to pick like one day a week to have like totally unplugged and have like, what do they call it? Sort of like a Sabbath day, which is like religious. If you take it or leave it. But like, if you want to have one day a week where you're like, okay, I'm not going to do anything on my phone, then do that. Like take a day off. That's totally okay. So if you want to do that, then just like figure that out. I was going to say too, knowing that you want to be consistent with this and it takes about 2 hours of time, and not that you even have to do it consecutively in a row. You don't have to sit down and do the entire spreadsheet all at once. But like if you're on the go and you're like, oh, I have time to send 2 messages to people about the business, do that then. It takes you like 3 minutes maybe to like send the messages, so you can do them staggered throughout the day. You don't have to sit down and like do all of it at once. So just know that too. And then it's just easy then to keep track of like, oh, okay, I did this. What do I have left? I still need to listen to my business development. Getting on Nano's calls every morning is a great way to get that out of the way. Get your business development out of there right away in the morning. Great way to start your day. Obviously, we all know that Nano is amazing, or whatever else you want to do to get your business development in, grow that skill set. So yeah, just being consistent and doing it together is so fun, and we can keep the hype. So for me, if you're in my downline, and I've talked to pretty much all of you that are on here about your goals. So like, if I notice that you're not checking your boxes, I'm gonna pop in on you and be like, "What's up? How you doing? Still trying to retire your husband? Still trying to quit your job or not?" And you're gonna be like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, start checking your boxes." But yeah, Kelsey, I can do it for you too. I hope more people do this. But anyway, so like I have said, I've done this in the past. My last company was just a really great way to, like, especially me as a leader, keeping me accountable to do the things, because all you guys can see what I'm doing too. So that makes me like light a fire on my own ass, because I'm like, I gotta lead the pack here. Okay. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you ever need any help with anything or anything, like, reach out. I think I have in here too at the end. I have on one of these days, checking in with your mentor once a week at least is a really good thing to do. I don't really have one, but I can, whenever I check in with you guys, then I'll just like keep reiterating my goals, so you guys can be my mentors too. This is another thing I have that's a little bit different on Fridays, is like highlight the sale in your stories ASAP. So like, that's such a good habit to get into, like just highlighting the stories right away on Friday when they drop. They drop at 8 a.m. Central time every Friday morning. And sometimes we'll have some random, like in the middle of the week or something. So with that, you just kind of gotta stay on your toes and like be aware of when there's sales, and like getting in your stories immediately about them on Fridays, since they are only usually 3 days long. Like, people need to be able to see you talking about it, and then you get to talk about it again on Saturday, and then like it takes people a couple days to want to actually get in on it, where if you're waiting until Sunday afternoon and the sale ends at 11, like, people don't have time to even see what you're talking about, So and then this is another thing I was going to say, for if you want to, let's say you want to do a product reel once a week, like I'm going to do it on Fridays, so that I have like, or even Thursdays could be a good day to do it too, because then you get people to see your reels, bring people to your page, and then they'll see you talking about whatever sale we have on Friday. So just being strategic like that and very intentional is going to, bring you a long way. And I had written down notes from the A player workshop that a couple of us had hopped on. And one thing about this is you just got to you got to know who you're talking to. So when it comes to the business, for example, think about like the type of person that you want in your business. If you haven't made a list of your like qualities that you want in somebody that you want to work with, are they super consistent? Are they already making content? Do they already do personal development? Do they have other businesses? Are they already entrepreneurs? Like, what are those qualities? And then I've said this before too, but use that as like a self-reflection tool. Like, if you write down these qualities, and then you have to look at yourself and ask yourself if you are already embodying these things. Like, are you consistent? Are you already doing personal development every day? I think all of us are, but it's like, whatever you write down, you have to ask yourself, like, am I showing up this way? If I'm not, then how am I going to attract somebody that I want to be that way if I'm not being it myself, So that's something to think about. But I really liked this info they were talking about. So there's 4 E's on social media, which I think we've heard before, but like, let's say you're trying to attract entrepreneurs. They said, like, write down problems that entrepreneurs have and how you can help them solve it, like time management, or, just being more tech savvy. Anything that an entrepreneur in this day and age would want help with a problem, like, you can provide that value and help them solve that problem, and then you're going to attract those type of people to you. What do they find funny? You want to bring some humor to your page as well. So what is somebody that has a business going to find funny? And you can save all these ideas and remake things that other people have already done too. You don't have to come up with your own ideas all the time, but just be thinking about like, what the person you're trying to attract, what do they like to see on social media? Think about that, which is kind of like looking at what do you like to see? Just kind of recreate stuff that you are drawn to as well. And same thing when it comes to customers. Like, who are you talking to? What problems do you want to help people solve? Do you want to see hair growth? Do you have itchy, dry scalp? Is that what you're trying to work on with the products? And then that's the content. That's the type of stuff you need to make your content around too. Because then you're going to attract people that you can help because you're obviously helping yourself with the product, so you can better talk about it with anybody else who also has the same issue. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions or anything? Y'all down for like a separate chat so we can just hoorah together? I'm gonna stop the recording. How do I stop the recording? Okay. Oops. Do not end meeting. Stop.